What is up, everybody? My name is Michael, and this time we are going to do some gameplay videos for you guys. This will be this is sort of going to be, I guess, not really a series, but I'm going to call it, I'm going to give it a name, just to sort of give it a series type feel, and this will be sort of how the general gameplay videos go for Hearthstone, because I was just figuring out if I want to just do random games here and there, or how I wanted it to work out, because I want to build more decks. I want to move on to new decks and stuff like that. I'm not going to be leaving that mill fatigue deck, though. Of course, I want to not really perfect it, but I definitely want to make it the best it can be, especially with potential changes coming in the future. Then the deck might be better or worse depending on what happens, but I did change up the list actually a little bit, so I just want to go through it before we get into some gameplay for you guys. I took out a copy of Tinker's Oil. I felt that we really only need one to finish our opponent off with, and I'm better off in this type of deck when we're not really focusing on just drawing a bunch of cards into our combos, that we really want creatures more than anything, and so I decided to add in some stickier creatures as well. I took out a copy of Anubar Ambusher, and I took out the Piloted Shredders. I replaced the Piloted Shredders with Mechanical Yeti. Mechanical Yeti is just a little bit of a stronger body, and also that, sure, doesn't leave a body behind, but the Death Rattle is still relevant. Like, we can possibly give one of our creatures taunt to slow down our opponent. We can freeze one of our opponent's creatures and, you know, give one of our other minions a health or attack, whatever. You guys know what the spare parts do. But we also can possibly get Rewinding Clock or whatever brings cards back to your hand, because that still synergizes well with our deck, with Cold Light Oracles and Mind Control Techs and stuff like that. So I felt it's a pretty cool card, and also that fact that it gives our opponents a spare part, because we're filling up their hand with Cold Light Oracles and King Mukla bananas. There's a chance that they might not get the spare part, and there's a chance that it'll fill up their hand from 9 to 10 or something like that to burn a card on their next turn. So that's just some of the little fun things you can do with it. And when I played with Piloted Shredder, there was very few times I was happy with it. A lot of the times, it just the body after got killed, or the body after didn't really do much, or I was winning and, well, you end up getting a Doomsayer, and it just totally screws you over. So all in all, I prefer Mechanical Yeti in this deck. I also took out Harrison Jones. Now, I haven't played in the new season yet, so I don't really know how things are going on. But I was debating on taking out either Lotheb or Harrison Jones and stuff like that. I felt we needed a little bit more in this deck, and I felt Lotheb does more against the general field. Like, every deck plays some number of spells, so I felt Lotheb was a little bit better. Plus, it's a little bit of a one health more than Harrison Jones. And Harrison Jones, when it works, it doesn't always sway the game over to you, and I prefer Lotheb because you can just sort of play it on curve and just keep going, because it's usually always relevant anyways, and so that's why I decided to take that out. And I also added in a Defender of Argus in place of one of the Anubar Ambushers as a 4-drop, especially in conjunction with some of our bigger bodies like Dancing Swords and King Mukla. Following up with the Defender of Argus is pretty strong, and we can make a fairly decent body, and so it just helps in making our opponents deal with our board and stuff like that. And also, it yeah, that's really the main reason. It's just a solid 4-drop to have in a deck where you want to try to slow down the game. The top end I'm still tinkering around with, so it's probably subject to change. But I did add in a Sludge Belcher, and I did add in a Black Knight. I took out the Black Knight before, but I think Black Knight's pretty strong now. I think Druid's pretty popular, and, you know, especially with Druid of the Claw and stuff like that, they have a whole bunch of taunt creatures, and it's just a 6-mana kill spell with a board progression. It's just fairly nice, and it's still you know, a lot of decks run taunts, so it's still relevant in other matchups as well. But that's the changes I made, and let's get on with the gameplay. So how this is really going to work is, first off, I guess I got to preface this. Look at my rank. I am rank 21. I haven't played since the new season. I got to rank 16 near the end of the last season, and yeah, if you're looking for top tier plays, if you're looking for intricate strategies and in-depth analysis on games, if you're looking for just very professional play in general, you're not going to find it here. This is honestly a way for me to get gameplay to you guys, just to preview these decks, maybe to just show you how the basics work, because then you can maybe take it take it yourself, tinker around with the list, and then maybe, you know, give me some advice on my own list. And because I know there's plenty of other players that are watching this that are better than me. And I just want to play this for fun. I'm not looking to hit legendaries and stuff like that anytime soon. And this is just a way for me to play some games, show you how some of the decks work that I make. And yeah, you guys can comment and let me know what I did wrong, and I definitely look towards getting constructive criticism from you guys. And that's the thing. I would definitely, if you want to comment and you want to point out something I did wrong, I would like constructive criticism, not just senseless internet bashing, which makes up a lot of YouTube sometimes. So I don't really know what to expect. I tried playing a little bit a while ago with this deck and had a sort of a terrible loss streak, so I haven't played in a few days. So alright, we're going up against the Hunter, so this could possibly be face Hunter, could be mid-range Hunter. We'll have to wait for the first few turns to see what's going on. In general, Hunter, it doesn't really matter too much which type. You want some early removal. I like the Blade Flurries. Death Rattle's not that bad, but I definitely would rather have something like a Backstab. Maybe Death Lord, definitely. So we're going to try and mulligan for those. Blade Flurry is still good, though. And hopefully we draw even a Deadly Poison would be nice. Alright, we got our Death Lord, we got a Sap. So we have some, so if it's mid-range, Sap's pretty good against that, especially going against like Savannah Highmane or something. And we got Anti-Heal Bot to sort of fend off the Hunter for a bit, which is nice. So we can Dagger up turn 2, turn 3 Death Lord. So it's nice. So this looks like it might be mid-range Hunter. Either that or it's just a very slow draw for the face Hunter deck, which would sort of suck for him. And yeah, we'll see what he plays. If he just Heroes abilities us, that's even better. Especially if we get something like a Cold Light Oracle next draw. So it looks like it is face Hunter, maybe just a basic face Hunter deck. I don't see many. Again, we are at rank 22 here, so who knows what's going on. But we're just going to throw out our Death Lord. Death Lord can stop this fairly handedly, even if he happens to Hunter's Mark it. That's a Hunter's Mark out of his hand. So we're just going to play that, and we're just going to keep our Dagger. We have our Blade Flurry. There's really no reason for us to rush. If we can just run him out of resources and stuff like that, should be good. And we also have a Defender of Argus as well. Might even just play Defender Argus to make this stronger. Alright, that's a little bit of a troublesome card. Wow. Alright, so this is against Hunters. I really like Sap, especially if they are running this sort of combo. They like to play Scavenging Hyena sometimes with cards like Unleash the Hounds, and Sap really sets them back because they ran both their cards in, and also it takes off all the buffs. So what we can do is we can Sap it, and then let's see, what could we do here? Yeah, probably Sap's just the best play. It would have been nice to be able to play Mechanical Yeti and then followed up with a Defender of Argus, but I want to just slow him down, and having a 6/4 is definitely something I don't want to deal with later on. So we're fine with sapping it, hitting him, and then re-daggering back up.
Here we go.
So far, so good. Haven't taken any damage. We got cards to play. It would be nice to get a Deadly Poison or something like that. It does seem like he is fairly aggressive. He did have some aggressive cards he's been playing, but so far so good. Another one, huh? So that's something that we'll probably just have to sap again. Possibly. So here's an interesting thing. So this is one of the things with Death Lord. So I don't know if he had Hunter's Mark. I don't know if he has Hunter's Mark in his deck, but what we can do is we can just keep them like really set back in terms of just how much damage they do to our face. We can Shadow Step Death Lord to our hand and then replay it. But I think I like just... I think I just like playing Mechanical Yeti here. It's a big body, and even if we want to, we can taunt it up. And I actually like... So I can save a sap and just kill this. Which I think I'm fine with. Sure, he'll trade in, get another creature, but our Mechanical Yeti should be able to deal with it. And actually, I might... Yeah, I'm actually gonna just replay this. So the reason for that is like it makes it so this can't trade in and get a free creature off of it. And right now, like we're just trying to hit our Cold Light Oracle and draw into some more stuff. Alright, so now he's using his removal and stuff like that. So this is fine. Get a little bit of lag here. And we haven't taken any damage yet, so even stuff like anti-Keelbot later on, it can get us back in the game. So it seems like he has an explosive trap. It definitely seems like he set it up so Mechanical Yeti dies. In which case, I think I just want to play Defender of Argus and then go face. Because Deathlord will still be able to trade with this end. If it's... I'll probably play Defender of Argus. If it's Freezing Trap, I think I might want to attack with Deathlord first. If it's Explosive Trap, well, both my guys will live anyway, so that's alright. I could also sap. Or I could just play another Mechanical Yeti. Let's just start going face, I think.
My shield for Argus.
Oh, snipe. That's perfectly fine. We still get the buffs off the taunt and stuff like that, so that's all right. And we're just gonna start being the aggressor. He's down to 3 cards. So now's the time where we want to actually start hitting face. So this is where the deck can sort of, in the mid game, turns 4 and up. We can start beating down depending on what creatures we have down. Like he's already down to 18. Like we have a heal bot to stabilize if anything goes wrong. If we really need to draw into a Blade Flurry or something like that. But all right, so that's fine. So that's good. See, this is what I like about Deathlord. Sure, he gets a creature on the board, but it's something that the Battle Cry would have really screwed us over later on, probably. So we got King Mukla. Against his kind of deck, it sort of sucks. But let's see, what can I do here? I might just play both Mechanical Yeti and King Mukla and just progress the board with some really big bodies, which I think is fine. I could also just Mechanical Yeti, cloak it, but I think I'd rather just get the board going. Next turn he can banana, trade in with one of these. I think I might just play a Mechanical Yeti. Or do we want to just keep putting on aggression? It really sucks that we haven't pulled into Deadly Poisons or anything like that. That'd be really helpful. This Blade Flurry is looking sort of silly now, considering it seems like he's playing more of a mid-range. Yeah, screw it. If he wants to just buff these guys, like we do have a sap if one of his creatures just gets absolutely huge anyways, so that's fine with me. But we want to try and be more the beatdown side of things at this point. Alright, that's fine. So if he plays something and then just plays a Hound later on, you can just sap it. So hopefully he doesn't get anything good. Alright, I'm fine with that. Leok is best for us right now. So yeah, we can just clear his board right now, which I think is fine. And then I'll probably cloak. Actually, is there a reason for me to cloak anything? I don't think I really care. If he wants to build his board state, I could just get in 10 damage, just sap, get 10 damage in, but I want to save sap for a killing blow, because I know he has Houndmaster, so he can give something taunt. I think I want to just get the most damage in now.
Here we go.
And I am going to play anti-Keelbot. The reason for that is I need more bodies. Like, we are trying to close out the game here. So, and I'll actually give this cloak now that he is at 1 health. So that actually is good for me. So we have lethal on board now. Lethal on board. So if he doesn't kill any of my creatures, we have lethal. And right now he can't, unless he Houndmasters this and then kills off this. Which he'll need to do. Alright. We got 2 taunts. Sort of wish he played another creature, but that's alright. So we need a... Ooh, that's really good. Is he dead? That was what the draw I was hoping for. Any sort of pump. Any sort of pump. So we can actually just... We have lethal, right? Even if I don't even combo this? Those 4, 8... No, I need to combo it. So that's alright.
So many options.
Hmm. So I'll sap that. Tinker's hit, and then Blade Flurry. Yeah, he should be dead.
Here we go.
There we go. Ooh, and that is why we have the combo in there still. And yes, I will. My plays will be slightly on the slower side. I apologize. Being a newer player, it's just I'm still learning. So that's another thing. I just want to try and get advice from you guys. So that wasn't that was a pretty good game for us, mainly because that's what we're trying to go for. If we can play the slower game, it's good for us. And if our large bodies stick, and as you saw there, I think when I drew Mechanical Yetis, I think they were actually, considering how that game went, the Mechanical Yetis worked out much better than if they were a Piloted Shredder, in my opinion. It would have depended, like, the best thing for us from Piloted Shredder is probably cards like Annoyatron. And this is a pretty good starting hand. So we're against Shaman, so it could be Mech Shaman. Mech Shaman's becoming pretty popular, in which case all these cards are fine. Blade Flurry is iffy if we don't draw again. Like as you saw last game, it was sort of a mistake because it was a mid-range hunter, but I still would have liked to keep Blade Flurry as it was. It's still a good card against the hunters, especially against when they play like Unleash the Hounds and things like that. So Backstab. Backstab is good if it is Mech Hunter. The large bodies are really good. I think I want to keep everything, to be honest. Although I think I would rather keep... Do I want Blade Flurry? Yeah, Blade Flurry is pretty good against Mech anything. Yeah, we're gonna try and keep all of this. If we think we can go more aggressive, I'll play Dancing Swords on turn 3. If we need to slow him down, we'll play Death Lord. And we got a sap, so that's pretty good. So because we have 2 turn 3 plays, I'll maybe even just coin out Dancing Swords. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. In which case, Mech Warper. So we have Blade Flurry, and we have Vanish, we have Saps. So it sort of depends on... So how this match is going to play out, it's sort of going to depend on how good his hand is. If he can just go all out, that's fairly fine for us, because we have our Blade Flurry. So we're just looking to get a board wipe going on. If he's just using this as a sort of a taunt, just to try to get some removal out of me, that sort of sucks. But I think I just want to coin out Dancing Swords. I want to see more of what he has. We have some plays like Sap and Backstab to slow him down anyways, and I think or is it better just to Dagger Mastery and then Backstab and hit? No, I think I'm gonna just coin out this. It still threatens it. It still threatens his Mech Warper and can kill it without dying. And I do want to see how his next play goes first. That's fine. We can trade there. Alright, that's perfect. Alright, so it was sort of a mistake. Coining, sort of a mistake. Not that terrible. So here, I can Dagger up, Deadly Poison, kill, trade. But I sort of want to bait him. So this is why I like the Death Lord with the Blade Flurries. Is because now that we have a pump, we can... Like, Mech Mage has a lot of 3 toughness stuff, and we can kill off a lot of them with the Blade Flurry combo. So I want to sort of bait him into progressing more into the board. I think I'm going to trade... Actually, We're just gonna put Deathlord down and kill his Mech Warper. Or we could just go face. Can he kill me next? Can he kill this thing next turn? He probably can. And I can't Dagger, Blade Flurry, Deadly Poison until turn 5. You know, we're gonna go a little bit riskier. We still have cards like Sap and everything like that. Sap is really to just take out Annoyatron when we have a killing blow. I think we want to try and get some damage in. So he's probably gonna Lightning a Crackle. That's fine. That sort of sucks, but that's alright. I don't really mind that because he can't attack with it anyways, and we can kill it off. Ooh, that's very aggressive. Alright. Really wish it was turn 5. But luckily I can just backstab that. That's actually not bad. Backstab, Dagger. Yeah. I'm fine with that. I don't want to get too greedy at this point. I could even sap this. But if I'm gonna hit this with a dagger, I think I need to do that now. We're definitely backstabbing this. Because that thing could just sort of go off, so. And I think we will dagger up. Or should we get a body on board? And force him to trade Pilot Shredder into King Mukla? Because to just try and slow him down. No, I think I'd rather just... No, actually. He could just use both bananas here. That'd be 1... be 8 damage next turn. I think I'm fine with that, actually. We have Blade Flare and Deadly Poison, so I mean, if things get really bad, then we can board wipe, we can also sap, and then we can also just hopefully last till a Vanish. Vanish is fairly good against Shamans and Paladins, just because of the stuff that they make with their hero powers. That actually is really good for me. Mana Wraith. We don't play a lot of minions to try and flood the board, so his Mech Warper is just sort of a natural thing right now. So now we can do our combo. We really need to draw into Cold Light Oracle, though. And I really hope he uses his bananas. Or at least one of them. That's good. Deadly Poison. I can try and make him commit more to the board now that we have our combo. Sap this. Dagger up. I actually sort of like that play. If things get really out of hand, I can just Vanish. But
so many options.
Vanish here is a little bit awkward. So we're gonna take 4 damage. This makes it so his gameplay is gonna be much slower and his turns are gonna cost more. I just like sapping this, daggering it out. So we are going to take 4 damage, but we're still at 27 health, which is perfectly fine for us. Especially around this time, it's fairly decent, a fairly high health total against an aggressive deck like Mage. And we're not playing any creatures, so we can't actually get rid of this just yet. But we'll probably get rid of it next turn, depending on what he plays. So this is actually really good for us. So now we can Blade Flurry, hit this, get it out, board wipe. Oh, I could also just taunt. If I taunt... I actually sort of like taunting here instead. Now, if he has Bloodlust, that would be sort of painful.
I wonder.
Does this deck run Bloodlust, though? I don't really know the Mech Shaman list. I'm gonna see if I can bait out more. This might be a little bit greedy. We are gonna take some more damage, but we're still at 23, so. Ooh. Yeah, I should have saw that coming. Well, this is gonna hurt. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm gonna get a really good Blade Flurry here. I know he has 1 banana. Oh, does he have 1 more banana? I would have thought he would have used it with only 1. So we're at 15, not terrible. Ooh. Do I want to do that? So I can actually MC tech. Do I care about getting any of this stuff, though? I don't know if I'm going to find a better time to MC tech. I think I'd rather just wipe his board. But yeah, I think I needed to wipe his board at this point. We can save one of our deadly poisons at least. I can actually MC tech. You know, I am gonna MC tech. I don't think I'm gonna find a better time. That way we'll take over the board. That was like the worst one we could have got, but that's alright. Alright, so we have control of the board now. Hopefully we draw into Cold Light Oracle into like anti-Keel bot. That's really our main thing that we want to try and do. Ooh, that sort of sucks. That really sucks. Alright. Oh, that's our anti-Keel bot, so that's good.
Here we go.
We gotta start clearing his board now, too. If he keeps this alive, we can just vanish next turn, replay it, get back more health. We're just trying to buy time. Haven't really drawn into our Cold Light Oracles. So that really sucks. Not drawing into your Cold Light Oracles is what sort of makes this deck really, really weak, and it sort of sucks because it's sort of a key card. But we don't want to draw too many cards because we don't want to hit fatigue earlier, but...
Here we go.
Yeah, we're gonna take 11 damage next turn. Ugh, this is bad. These are cards I don't really want to vanish back into his hand either. So this was Mech Shaman, though. At least I was right. I think I got a bit too greedy. Sort of went wrong. And that can happen with this deck. Sometimes I get really greedy with how much I want to bait out with a Blade Flurry. If we get a Blade Flurry, that'd be really nice. 9. Yeah, we're pretty dead. Oh, I guess we just vanish. Sort of gonna suck because, you know, he can play his stuff. But... hopefully draw into, I don't know. I don't even know what we can draw on. Cold Light into Cold Light? I don't know. Cold Light, Shadow Step, Cold Light.
Special delivery.
Well, at least his hand will be full now. Probably play Lothub. I don't see why you wouldn't play Lothub now.
Hello.
8 cards? Yeah, we're pretty dead. 7. Ugh. Yeah, this really sucks.
Well played.
I got really greedy.
I get it.
I got too greedy. I think I should have just played more aggressively with my creatures. But we destroyed some minions for our quest, at least. But yeah, that's a couple of the games. We'll end off here. Just one good one, one bad one. I know the gameplay and the commentary is not the greatest, but hopefully you just sort of got a small idea. Actually, it wasn't a great representation of the deck. The fact that we didn't draw into any Cold Light Oracles. But the first match hopefully showcased how it can sort of turn into more of a beatdown strategy, depending on how you're controlling the board. And then the second game teaches you how you shouldn't be greedy. And like I said, I'm newer, and I'm just trying to learn the deck in general, so this is mainly for me, just to hopefully get some advice from you guys, and just to get a little bit of gameplay on the decks that I'm going to be making and hopefully showcasing to you guys. And this is just the start of a long Hearthstone journey, so hopefully down the road I can look back on these videos and make a fool and talk about how much I make a fool of myself. And yeah, I know I apologize for the brief, like, I don't know all the cards to play around. I don't know how to play around them certain times, and so I apologize for if I went into a little bit of a lull during the commentary and just sort of didn't really say anything. Because it's, yeah, I'm still learning how to commentate on Hearthstone. This is my very first commentary gameplay video, so hopefully it was still something you guys enjoyed watching and just get an idea of how the deck plays. Because I'm sure there are plays I could have made that would have been much better, and I still think this deck is really, really fun to play, and I think it does certain things, like, really, really well. And, you know, with how much I've been playing some of these creatures, I might try to develop a different strategy and just go more beatdown with cards like Dancing Swords and still play Death Lords and stuff like that. Like, I think there's some fun things you can do with this deck. It's just a matter of playing. Just, yeah, that's all it is. It's just a matter of playing and hopefully learning as I go along. But this is the list I'm using right now, and I actually do like the changes I made. I don't know about having just the one Defender of Argus. We'll see if I keep that one. I do have quite a few one-ofs, which makes the deck fairly inconsistent. So I think I want to try and narrow it down a little bit, and I think that'll matter in probably the 4-drop slot like before. I think if I was going to do anything, it would be swapping out one of these and putting another copy of that creature in, or maybe even just putting another Sludge Belcher in just for the extra taunt. But yeah, I'm gonna be starting to work on another deck. I'm gonna try and explore a lot of different classes. I've mainly been playing Rogue lately, but I definitely want to try to make some decks in Druid. Especially since I got Cenarius now, I want to see if I can, what fun things I can do with that. Warrior is a deck that I want to really, really try and make a deck that's not just sort of control Warrior. I want to see what other things Warrior can do. So I'm gonna be exploring that in the future. But yeah. Sorry for the poor gameplay, but we did win one, lose one, so I guess it's all it could have went worse. And with these things, I'm not gonna edit it. I'm not gonna, you know, just show you guys the good matches, because I want to learn. I want to learn from you guys, and you know, if you guys want to comment below, let me know what I could have done to maybe possibly put that second game into my lead. Well, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely get back to you. And hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Take care, you guys, and I will definitely be back with some more decks in the future. Thanks for watching. See you later.